Can I get up to date with any of the injury news that you may have? Do you want a list, or do you want to tell me?
Yeah, normally I need a list at the moment, so there are quite a lot, but we start always with the positive. So after the game against Leeds, we have no new injury concerns. That's a positive. Another positive is Joel will be back as an option. That's positive. Carew is very close to be an option. That's positive. The negatives, like James still will be out. Kruder still will be missing the game. Jack Hinchelwood is missing the game. So I think these are the newest news.
You mentioned Mitoma. What is an option? What's the likelihood percentage-wise?
Percentage-wise, it's a 50-50. So we have to see how he's doing in the training sessions. How he's doing today. How he's doing tomorrow, and then we'll have a look.
But you're certainly not ruling him out for Palace.
Not 100%. So everything is possible in football.
Of course. The A23 derby, you've been here long enough now to really understand how important this game is for both sets of fans.
Yeah, I think I understood it from the first second, and I think it's a big responsibility we have, not only for us, we have it for the whole club to give them something back, to give the supporters something back. I think especially for them, we have to promise to never give up. We have to promise to put the most effort we can give into this game, and try to do everything to win this game. In the end, you can't promise wins, but you can promise that you let the heart or leave the heart on the pitch, and that's what we try to do on Sunday.
The fact that you're very close in the Premier League, 1 place, 1 point, does that make it even more important?
I would say, because I think you shouldn't focus on the table that much at the moment. It's really like about the importance of the game. So the importance of the game is that the club and the fans and also we are desperate to win this game, because it has a big meaning. And therefore, like I said, the supporters, they are great this season. They were great last season. They support us home. They support us away. So we have a big responsibility to give them something back, and therefore we try to do it. And let's see what happens on Sunday.
When you look at the stat sheet, the 3 red cards last time in April, it looks like obviously that towards the end got a bit feisty. It wasn't like exactly straight red cards for any fighting or anything like that. But does the fact there were 3 red cards last time, does that underline the need for your players, just despite all the passion, just try and keep a lid on things?
I think, like in a derby, in a game like this, you need to control the emotions. I think that's the most important. But you also have to go into this game and have like the right. You have to be in the right situation regarding the mental side. So what I mean with that, for example, I think last season it's about like red hat, blue hat, what you have with the All Blacks, and it's really important like to be in the right phase also like mentally. If you are too emotional, you can't make the right decisions. If you're not emotional enough, you're not really like going into the personal duels, you can't be intense enough. So therefore we need to find the right balance. We need to have a good start into the game. I think that was something what we missed in both games last season. Like we started quite low, and therefore we have to go into this game with the right intensity, with the right courage. Just continue like we played against Leeds United. That's our challenge. That's our responsibility. What we have to do on Sunday.
Danny scored your goal in that game. I'm going to ask again about Danny Welbeck and all this talk about potentially an England recall. He spoke after the game last time gave us a bit more detail about that vote the players had about whether or not he should be recalled for England. He talked about being in a room. Could you just talk us through from your perspective exactly how that moment happened?
Yeah, I think it's always like important not just go into the meeting and say that's the content for today. I think it's very important to have like exchanges to each other, to build like relationships, and therefore we always try to start with a thing that it's ongoing in the media, with a game, for example, that happened last night, with a great goal that happened, with great actions. And for sure, it's at the moment a topic with Danny Welbeck. So therefore, we just talked about this briefly, and everyone had the same opinion. So I never saw a football team that agrees like 100%, and therefore was a nice talk, was a nice discussion. But like I said, it's not something what we can influence now. We can only influence to help Danny Welbeck to support the best way he can do. And I think he's doing it at the moment, and then we have to see what decision Thomas will do. But that's the only focus we can set, is really focus on the game on Sunday, try to be there, the best prepared team, together with Danny Welbeck.
Was it what we call a show of hands? You said hands up, who thinks Danny should play for England?
Yeah, a little bit similar to that, yeah.
And every hand went up?
I think everyone's hand went up, yeah.
Have you spoken to Danny since? Has he heard from Thomas Tuchel at all? Have you heard from Thomas Tuchel?
Like I said, I think we will see it on Friday. So these are things we shouldn't discuss in the public. This decision will be made on Friday, what I heard. So let's wait till that. And again, we shouldn't focus too much on things we can't control. We should focus on a good training session today. We should focus on preparing well for the game on Sunday, because I just can repeat it. We have a big responsibility for the whole club, for the fans on Sunday, and therefore we really need to focus on that. We can't like take time with noise we can't influence. We will see what will happen tomorrow on Friday.
So Danny leading the line, if selected against Crystal Palace, leading the line for them will be JP Mateta. Would you swap Danny Welbeck for JP Mateta? They're both on 6 goals in the Premier League so far this season.
I would swap. You mean Danny Welbeck or JP?
Would you swap Danny Welbeck for Jean-Philippe Mateta?
I think I would swap. I wouldn't swap Danny for any player in the world, because of course the media, they always try to reward him for the goals, and that's in the end very important. But I try to judge him by his personality, how important he is for us as a player, as a person. Like I always try to emphasize, he's a great connector beside the pitch. He's a great leader beside the pitch. He's a great role model. So that's why we are very pleased that he's here, and I think he's in an outstanding shape. So to answer your question, no, I wouldn't change.
Thank you very much. Paul did say if I said JP, you would think of your JP, and he was right. So apologies for that. Thanks a lot.
Hi Fabian. 14 years ago, Danny Welbeck was sat on the bench for England alongside Bobby Zamora. Zamora is now here as the striker coach. Danny is still scoring plenty of goals in the Premier League. What's their relationship like on the training pitch?
Yeah, first of all, Bobby had a surgery, so we wish him all the best. A good recovery. He had some bad consequence, I think, from his great career where he scored a lot of goals. So he had to repair, I think, his hips. So first of all, get well soon. And then the only thing what I can say about this relationship is that it's quite intense. So they have a lot of exchange. They do a lot of finishing together when they're outside on the pitch. They have a lot of talks. They have a very trustful relationship. So I think that Bobby definitely also plays a big part in this development, and has a big impact on how he's performing at the moment.
In terms of Crystal Palace, it's been a really positive year for them with the trophies they've won. What have you made of how they've developed under Oliver Glasner?
Yeah, just impressive. So they're very stable in their results. They're difficult to beat. They don't concede a lot of goals, and when you can play like this, then you can win titles. Of course, in some moments you always need luck in the right moment, and I think they had also game luck in some games. But for sure, they seem to be in a good place as well. They seem to be very constant with their starting 11, so most of the times the same players are playing, so they can build like a lot of connections on the pitch, and that's a huge advantage for them. So yeah, I just can say that we have a lot of respect for the work from Oliver Glasner, but on Sunday it's a fight, it's a battle, and we try to go there and win this game.
I know you're friends with Oliver. Have you spoken to him this week, or do you ignore him on a week like this?
I don't try to ignore him in an artificial way. So, like I always said, I have a huge respect for him, and I think he achieved not only for Palace great things, also with his clubs before. He knows how to win titles, so therefore he's doing since his start in Germany and also before a brilliant job. And of course I follow it as a young coach, and therefore for me it's always helpful to have an exchange of an experienced coaches. But like I said, on Sunday we have to fight for our clubs. On Sunday I need to fight with my team, with my staff for Brighton to bring this win back, and that's what we try to do.
We've seen your passion before on the sidelines, and you've had rivalries in this job and previous roles. How much does a rivalry mean to you?
Yeah, I had a lot already in St. Pauli, and it was always special and was always very big for me, and that's why I really know the importance for the fans. So I know that's not just a game for them. I know that is a big meaning behind it, and therefore I just can promise them that we give everything for them to win this game, and let's see what happens on Sunday. But I really hope that we can give them something back for all the support they gave us this season so far. They gave us in home games and away games, and that's what we try to do for them.
Fabian, now you've experienced being a coach away at Selhurst Park, do you prepare for this game any differently? Is there any ways that you can sort of work with your squad to prepare yourself for that atmosphere, that particular game?
No, I wouldn't say that you can prepare it in an artificial way. So it's difficult to replicate or to represent like the atmosphere, how to really go on a match day during the week. You can do like small little methods, but for me the most important thing is really focus on us, stay with us, focus on the performance, focus on how we defend, focus on how we defend set pieces, focus on how we are mentally prepared, how we go into this game. Because if we play with the same effort we showed against Leeds, if we have the same mentally preparation, if we have this readiness, if we have this togetherness like we showed against Leeds, then we have a big chance to win this game.
No one scored more goals in the Premier League in the last 8 games than Brighton. How much confidence does that give you that you can break down a defensive unit that has been very strong this season?
Big confidence, because we are able to outplay like every opponent in the league. But I think the main thing will be to fight again for the clean sheet, to fight again to defend the set piece as well, to be good in counter pressing, because I think they're really strong when they win the ball. They try to attack fast with their wingers, with Mateta. And like we said, I think they're one of the best teams in set pieces, not only corners or free kicks. Also, throw-ins are a big part of their game. So we have to be prepared for that. And then I'm sure when in possession that we will find solutions.
Everyone's been talking about Danny Welbeck, but Babis Kostoulas has been named in the senior Greek international squad this week. How much have you enjoyed working with him so far, and how much potential, how excited are you by the prospect of him now he's had a little bit of game time in the Premier League?
I'm excited by his development. So when he first came here, he suffered. He wasn't ready for the intensity, for the demands we have, and now he's adapting quickly and he's doing well. And that's what I always say: if you show me in training they're ready to play in the Premier League, then of course you will deserve the chance. And that's the same for Tommy. That's the same for Stefanos. They are progressing well. They are doing well, and if we see that like consistently in training, then for sure they will get a more and more game time, and then they can have also a bigger impact on our game. And that's like what I always say, they all have big potential. I think Babas is still like 18 years, so he's still very young. He can be a huge player for Brighton in the future, but we have to do it step by step. he get the rewards by his own, by getting called now for the national team. I think that's a big honor for him. So I'm very happy for him. But that should also give him understanding what it needs to get there, what it needs to get the rewards, what it needs to make the next step. And it's only about like the work ethic. It's only about the work rate. If you work hard, you will get the rewards, and that's what every young player needs to understand.